Good morning, Los Angeles. Good morning, Los Angeles, Italia. March 20. This is the day. The annual Los Angeles, Italia is starting. The festival, the film festival, the Film, Fashion and Art Festival. We are live from Hollywood with this very special show we have for all the social media, for the website of losangelesitalia.com, for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We are live all over because we are so proud of the Italian talents appearing, showing up at the Chinese theater for showcasing all their incredible job, the job that they did in the last 12 months, and the best of the Italian cinema today is going to be shown between Hollywood, the Chinese theater, and the two platforms, mymovies.it, with the 50 movies produced and starred and directed by Italian talents and producer, and another 50 movies produced in the same way, one mymovies.it, one eventive.org, and of course we are live to tell you what's going on in the show business. Now we are starting our international show today with the special host of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to have with me Bernard Diller with the Hollywood legend Kabir Bedi. Hello guys.
Ciao,
Hi,
ciao.
Pascal.
Il vostro presentatore. That's what I am.
To say no. Well,
Il vostro.
yes, you are an Italian guy in town now. Everybody
Sì,
are
io
gonna
parlo
look.
italiano, io non sono americano, italiano. Sì, io parlo benissimo italiano, ma questa sera vorrei praticare il mio inglese.
Welcome to an Hollywood legend, Kabir Bedi, who's actually
Hi,
more
Pascal.
Italian than me.
I am an
Wow.
honorary Italian. I'm an honorary Italian because I began my career, international career in Italy with my Sandokan series that worked across the whole of Europe, South America, and all parts of the world. That's what opened the door for Hollywood for me, where I went and spent 20 years. So I'm also an honorary citizen of Los Angeles, where I certainly had many, many wonderful years, and I have many wonderful memories of that. From the time I did the Bond film, to the time I spent a year on the Bold and Beautiful, to all the series I did, Los Angeles is as much my home as Italy. And my son Adam works in special effects in Los Angeles, so London, Rome, and India. These are my four ports of call, and that's where I call home. So, sono italiano in tanti sensi, americano in altri sensi, indiano nel mio cuore perché è il mio paese, but I am Indian, Italian, and a Los Angelino.
Yes, you have also a son, Los Angelino. I spoke with him once.
That's right, that's right. Adam, I'm very proud of what he does. He does some fantastic work in special effects. And he flies the Bedi flag in Los Angeles. So it's my only sadness is that you started the LA Italia Festival after I left Los Angeles. So I have not been able to enjoy it in Los Angeles. But I've certainly enjoyed the bonds between LA and Italy, and all the wonderful Italian talent in Los Angeles, and all the wonderful people from Los Angeles that come to Italy to make films. And we are seeing today, even though that process began a long time ago, a great internationalization of cinema. And this is something that's marvelous to see. It's been further accentuated by the growth of OTT platforms like Netflix and Amazon and HBO and Disney Max, and the kinds of programming that's being seen across the world. So it's no longer just cinema per se, it is cinema extending its reach and distribution through these wonderful new platforms that is really creating the most international cinema we've ever had. And I think the LA Italia Festival is a great representation of the kind of interaction, the international interaction that takes place in the world of cinema between two great cultures of cinema, but equally with all the other cultures that are emerging in this international film scene. And I really congratulate you, Pascal, for creating the Capri Festival, the Ischia Festival, as well as the LA Italia Festival, all of which create wonderful platforms for people to relate to each other, for people to be inspired by each other, exchange ideas, meet each other, get to know each other. And it's a bridge between filmmakers, creative people, and it all leads to good things. And I really congratulate you for being such an instrumental person in creating this interaction between LA and Italy in particular.
Well, I'm so glad you are in Roma now because I can send you champagne for all these nice words. But I'm sure that it won't have the same attitude that Bernard Hillary, who actually is happy I'm not in town because tonight he's going to show to the Italian people how to be a great host. As I won't be there, Bernard will finally have his amazing chance. He was expecting to be the superstar of the event since 2006 when we started in Los Angeles, Italia, and tonight with all his glamour, with all his capacity to entertain people, he will show up with his tuxedo and will make the crazy audience. And Bernard?
Absolutely right. I am so grateful, grazie mille, Pascal, that you did not come here today because I am waiting. I've been waiting for 10 years. 10 years. I'm praying, please, no Pascal. But you have the festival. We are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to celebrate artistry. And the most important cinema for Americans have always been the Italian movies. The Italian movies were the first ones that showed reality. Anna Magnani, you've had the greatest actors, and celebrating what I love about cinema is that the language of love and togetherness. And in the theater tonight, at the Chinese theater, we're not different. It's La Familia. We're all together experiencing the same thing. And right now we need it to celebrate, to show the passion and the feelings and the humor of this difficult moment.
Phenomenal, phenomenal, Bernard. Great speech to enter into the conversation. So, Kabir, do you know Bernard? He's an amazing acting coach. He has been traveling all over the world, but on the top, he's a good actor, actually, who had not the chance to become a hero like you did. And but it's very important to have to be also a good teacher because then he can make stars. He has created so many
Absolutely,
talents.
we all owe everything we are to the teachers that we've had, from the parents we had to the teachers that taught us in school, to the people that taught us acting, to people who inspired us to. So teachers are tremendous importance. And Bernard, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you or knowing you, but I certainly would like to have the pleasure of meeting you. And I'm sure you'll do a wonderful job hosting the.
Kabir has a very bad connection now. Kabir, try to talk again. Yeah, you have a
I was saying I haven't had the pleasure of meeting. Can you hear me now?
Yes. I think we met actually because I work with A.R. Rahman. I'm sure you know who he is.
Yes, of course, of course. A.R. Rahman is one of the great musical geniuses of our time.
Many projects together. We worked on many projects. A.R. Rahman is the most world-renowned composer and director. I got him to direct his first movie.
So
how wonderful! How wonderful!
So you remember all the time to me Sandokan, but I cannot ever forget you being in the 007, the Bond movie, Octopus, with Roger Moore. I mean, this was like your masterpiece. You were really fitting very well in James Bond movie? How do you,
Well,
what do you
Pascal,
remember
what
about that
happens is,
experience?
I tell you, because what happens is when you're part of a James Bond film and you're playing a role of any importance whatsoever, apart from the thrill of being the first Indian actor to be commissioned to act in a Bond film and filming in India and the thrill of seeing that, it was it was marvelous to see the world of fans that one plugged into. Suddenly, I became aware of the world of James Bond fans across the world who've got their conventions, their exhibitions, their events, their meets. They invite you to all these places, they write to you. Um, and suddenly you realize you have a worldwide fan base because your mailbox in those days, of course, letters were how communication happened. Your mailbox was overflowing with requests for photographs, etc. And I must say that that was a huge experience for me, as well as being in The Bold and the Beautiful for almost a year. That again gave me a sense of how vast these fan bases are, because a thing like The Bold and Beautiful is shown to an audience of 1 billion people a day in 140 countries, generally at prime time. So suddenly you realize that this is the power of television, this is the power of film, and beyond the boundaries of India and even the boundaries of Italy, there's a whole world out there that gets to know you, which in turn strengthens you in Italy, strengthens you in India, and strengthens you in Hollywood. So I had that wonderful experience of being in a Bond film with Roger Moore, who was a terrific guy to work with. And he was a very reserved person. But over the time we spent filming, especially in the time we were in India together with his wife of the time, Louisa, who was Italian, and the time we spent filming in England, we got to know each other. We went for long walks together. And I must say, Roger, a man who was far deeper than what he appears on the surface with this wry humor and this British lilt and toss of the head. He really thought a lot about life, and I came to respect him greatly as a person during the course of my filming in Octopussy. And I also saw the extent to which the Bond, Barbara Broccoli and Kabir Broccoli at the time, and Michael Wilson, the extent to which they go to make sure each scene is perfect. The scene at the end of the film where Roger Moore jumps onto the plane, which Louis Jourdain and I are in, the fight on the plane, and the final fall off the plane. That one scene, the climax scene, was actually shot across 3 continents because Roger jumping onto the plane was in India. The scenes of our fight had the background of Europe and it was filmed in Pinewood Studios. And me falling off the plane at the end was a skydiver in America. That's the extent to which the Bond team and the Broccoli family go to make sure that everything is the best it can be in a Bond film, no expenses spared. And I think it's a wonderful example to all as to what it takes to aim for excellence. And I certainly think it's a great privilege for me to have been in those films. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And to this day, people across the world, Bond fans in particular, recognize me on the streets for being in the Bond film because that is the power of Bond fans all over the world.
Exactly, exactly. Bernard, what would you pay to be part of of a Bond movie? And which part would you like to do?
I think to be part of a Bond movie is to be part of history. And I think I would enjoy being the bad person because those are the most interesting characters to play. The most interesting characters that you remember are not so much James Bond, but his villain, the person he's playing
Yeah.
against, because it's such an interesting role. Those are the roles you remember. And the better the villain, the better the movie. I like the
Exactly.
opening
You're right,
first.
Bernard. You're right,
Yeah,
Bernard.
very
Absolutely, you're
important.
right. Because
Very important.
because the villain is the unpredictable one. You don't know
Well,
what
the
he's
villain
going to
is
do
the
next.
reason. The reason the movie exists is because of the villain. The movie did not exist. James Bond is always like walking around and then there's 20 people trying to kill him. That's when the movie starts. It's not him walking around Positano. He's walking around and everybody's trying to kill him. And that's what movie's about. It represents life in a way.
And you know,
It's all the difficulties we have to fight.
No, absolutely. And I must say that the very first series I did in Italy, Sandokan, which became a huge success across the continent, the villain of that series was the great Adolfo Celli, who also began his career as a villain in the Bond films. And he was the villain of Thunderball. So that gave my series, of the Sandokan series, an international villain and made my heroic character look all the more heroic, because not only was the villain written strongly, but Adolfo Celli, as a great international actor, great Italian international actor, played him with such elegance and understated power that he made the character of Lord Brooke, the historical character of Lord Brooke, who opposed Sandokan, into a fascinating character and made the film all the more interesting. So I absolutely agree with you. It's the villains that define and, in fact, give a film its importance.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with you completely there.
But
Oh, yeah, it's always the villain.
yes, but is
Pascal.
yes.
Pascal,
Let's go back one minute
part?
to Los Angeles, Italia. So I remember to the audience, we are live from Hollywood. This is a show that supports the Los Angeles, Italia Film, Fashion and Art Festival, starting today, 2 p.m. local time in LA. I think 1 p.m. local time in Los Angeles will be the first screening dedicated to the incredible mattatore of the Italian cinema, Vittorio Gassman, and the movie to be shown is Il Sorpasso, directed by Dino Risi, one of the masterpieces of the Italian cinema ever. And this movie will be followed to another amazing movie, which is an Italian-American, Dakota, produced by Andrea Iervolino. And these people, most of the cast will be into the theater. I suggest you to go and check it out, the program of the Los Angeles Italia that will start today and will keep going all the week until the day before the Oscar. So will be the program you can double check anytime in losangelesitalia.com. Then at 6:30 we have the opening ceremony hosted by the one and only Bernard Diller and Sofia Milos, as well as this year chairman, the Italian actor Robert Davi, who actually was in a Bond movie as well, and also I remember in many other movies, and also will be co-hosted, will be under the supervision of the Consul General of Italy, Silvia Chiave, and the Director of the Italian Institute of Culture, Emanuele Amendola, and the Italian Trade Commissioner, Alessandra Rinaldi. And we are very proud to have in town such a great actors like Riccardo Scamarcio will be showing his movie, but also we will have his co-starring actress Benedetta Porcaroli, and of course we have a few Italian people flying immediately directly from Italy. Alessandro Pondi, the director, Michele Ragno, the actor that shortly in this show we'll meet them from the Chinese theater. They are ready to show up in a few minutes. And of course we will have also Valerio Zanoli, who is an Italian director, moved to Los Angeles and did an amazing movie involving 5 Oscar winners to take care about a very important issue that concerns the old people, the Alzheimer illness. And he did Not to Forget, an incredible movie, very sweet, and Valerio really deserves an award, and tonight he's going to receive it. And the program will show the best of today's Italian cinema, and tomorrow at 5 o'clock we have an amazing screening of One of Us, a project dedicated to the women, directed by Chiara Tilesi, co-starred by Gabriella Pession, and then to follow the most expected screening of this LA Italia program, The End of God, produced by Netflix and directed by our incredible director Paolo Sorrentino, that is running for an Oscar Best International Movie. And of course, the program will be all week long and on next Saturday in Chinese theater. And on Friday, we will have another magic moment, because if Sorrentino is nominated for an Oscar as a Best International Movie, we also have other two nominated Italian people, wonderful people, such as Enrico Casarosa, the director of Luca, animation, phenomenal Luca, and then of course we have Massimo Cantini Parrini, that is the one who did the costume design of the movie Cyrano. And on Friday as well, we're going to honor an Italian legend, Dante Spinotti, cinematographer who did so many masterpieces. You cannot forget LA Confidential, It, The Insider, and many, many more, and adding to a documentary that I'm very much expecting, because it's about my hometown, Napoli, Italy, and the director of this documentary, photographed by Dante Spinotti, is my dear friends and beloved Presidentessa of Ischia, Trudy Styler. So it's going to be really a week incredible, 50 movies at Chinese Theater, 50 movies on platform mymovies.it, 50 movies on the other platform eventive.org. And so I am so jealous that Bernard today is gonna be in my place in Hollywood. So please don't make crazy. It's a very special moment. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. It's going to be crazy. No one can be Pascal. You are everything. But I want to say one thing you didn't say about the movies. They're all free. All the screenings are free. So everybody should see it. It is beautiful. Cinema, Italian cinema is in my cuore. I am Italiano. In my cuore, there's no question about. But no one can be Pascal. But come, celebrate, come to the festival, enjoy. No one can be
I certainly feel.
You're like a machine. You're like a machine. There's no one can be like you. I could talk like you too. I talk like this, but no, I'm going to speak English today. Real English.
For the first time, you're going to speak English in the Chinese theater, eh?
That's right.
Don't make fun of me in public, eh?
No.
You.
I will not make fun of you too much. Not too much. Just a little bit.
No, you have to make fun of people when they are in presence, not when they are not in presence.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
I am so jealous. I'm so jealous of all of you. I'm so jealous that I'm not in LA right now to share this magical moment that's happening, to see all those wonderful films. And I tell you, I wish I didn't have to be here right now, but I'm promoting my autobiography in Italy, so I have to be here, and I've just finished a big show. But I will make a point next year of being in LA during the LA Italia Festival to
please.
celebrate LA and Italy as only those cities are both in my heart, and it will be a great way to bring them together in one venue and share the joy of everything that's happening. And Pascal, I got to really salute you for how you remember everyone's names, all the details, without notes, without a teleprompter. I don't know how you do it. I presented a lot of shows myself, but hats off to you. And Bernard, you've got a tough row to hoe, and a man who's set the stage for incredible levels of professionalism. And I'm sure you'll do it, but it's a hard act to follow.
Yep.
Bernard, when you hear such a gentleman talking and you look at his face, I mean, the compliments that he gives you sounds even better, no?
No, absolutely. You can tell he's a very cultured, creative, beautiful human being. And that's what
Thank you,
art.
Bernard. Thank you
Think
so
about
much.
movies. We all come from a family, but when we become artists or people that love artists, we become part of a bigger family, the family of the world.
Quite right.
We're la familia.
Quite
And
right.
that's what we are part of. That's what I love so much, that we are artists who connect to all the people all over the world.
Thank you. Ti saluto Bernardo, auguro bene per tutto questo festival e anche Pascal, grande saluto a te
Grazie
e
mille,
auguro
Kabir
tante
Bedi. I
belle
want to
cose per
remember
questa.
to the audience about your book. What is the title in English of your book? Because they can buy it on Amazon, no?
So far, but it's coming to America as well. It's called Stories I Must Tell, and it's the emotional journey of an actor. In Italian, it's Storie che vi devo raccontare, la mia avventura umana. So that's what I'm promoting in Verona, Milano, and Rome, etc. right now, and other cities. But thank you for mentioning my book. I do appreciate that. But I think the issue that we're sitting right now is the LA Italia Festival, and I congratulate you all, and I wish you all the very best for this festival, and I hope to be part of it next year.
Thank you so much. By the time you have to come to Ischia, if you can make it July 10, 17 on the beautiful green island on Naples Bay, Ischia Global. So take your wife, will join us, and maybe be the president of the festival. If you can make it, I would be very
Oh,
honored
how can
to
I
have
refuse an
such
offer like
a
that? How can
gentleman
I refuse
like
an offer
you.
like that? Like Godfather, he makes me an offer I cannot refuse. Thank you, Pascal.
Thank you
I
so
look forward
much,
to that.
Kabir. I let you go to meet your wife, and we stay longer with Bernard talking about how is going. We can salute, grazie mille a Kabir Bedi, grazie. Tu sei un vero amico, you are a real friend. So Bernard, so
Yes.
it's a very special moment in Hollywood. I know that you are preparing a beautiful opening night, but of course we are all very concerned about what is going on all over the world. It's something that does not leave us indifferent. I heard also the Consul
Yes.
General of Italy is very focused in make a very clear statement about inviting the audience to reflect about what is going on in Ukraine, no?
Yes, absolutely. Well, listen, this is a very terrible time, and there's no way you can forget about those people and the brothers and sisters of Ukraine. And I especially would like to mention the artists of Ukraine, which have been working with. They're calling in on Zoom, and to hear the stories of them hiding and whatever, it's very, very troubling. And but they said to me, you keep going, you show us our humanity. So it's an important thing. There's no way this is beyond anything somebody can comprehend. It's really a genocide. It's horrific. There's not enough words. But I'm also would like to say a few words about the Russian artists too that I know, who are also feeling enormous amount of pressure and difficulties living there, and a lot of them have left. So it's a bad time in the world, in Europe especially. But it's always a good time to give love and passion and support to each other. We always need that.
Well, I'm trying to connect each other with my Italian people in Los Angeles because I would like to show what is going on at the Chinese theater, at Hollywood and Island over there. So, Bernard,
I want to tell you about, first of all, I want to tell you something I want to tell you about some of the Academy Awards if you want to know who's going to win.
yes,
Would you like to know who's going to win the
yes,
Academy Awards?
yes.
Okay. So here, the only difficulty that I'm not sure with, let me tell you with the 100%. Best supporting actor will be Troy Kotsur for Coda. Coda, he will win. There's no question about that. He's the front runner. I also think that Coda is going to win Best Picture. I think Coda is going to win it. And I think it's a beautiful movie. If you've not seen it, it's a very, very beautiful movie. I also think that the best actress will be Jessica Chastain. Have you seen her? The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Unbelievable. I think also there's the best supporting actress will be Adriana DeBose from West Side Story. Those three I'm sure of, and I think that it looks like Will Smith will win for. I think it's either Will Smith or Andy Garfield, but I definitely think it's Will Smith for King Richard.
So you didn't tell me about the best picture and best director of the year. So you should definitely.
It's one of those things where I still think Best Picture is going to be Coda.
Ah,
I really think Best Picture is going to be
interesting.
Coda. Yes, and I think that Best Director could be what was the lady's
Jane
name?
Campion.
Yes, I think she could be Best Director, but not Best Picture.
Ah,
Yes, I don't
interesting.
think so. I think
And
because
what
Coda
about?
is a very positive move. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. What about the best international movie?
The best international movie. Let me take a look. I got to look at the line. It's let me see. Best
Will
international
be
movie.
will the End of God challenge the Invincible so far driving my car?
Yeah, you know what? Driving my car, which I've not seen, but it keeps winning. There, something that happens you should know about the Academy is that when everybody starts winning, there's like a train. It moves. And even if you haven't seen it, people start voting for Drive My Car. There's something about winning. When you keep winning, people think, oh, I'm going to give it to these people. And so, The Hand of God, which is a great film, Sorrentino only makes great films. But I keep thinking, Drive My Car, I think is pretty unstoppable. Once you win a lot, it's psychological.
Bernard, you are definitely like a Kabir Bedi, an Italiano of adoption. What made
Absolutely.
you become an Italiano?
Well, I became an Italiano because I love Italy. I adore the Italian actors. By the way, did you know that 100 Italians have won Academy Awards more than any other foreign country? In every year, Italians have always been nominated. And I'm not talking about Italian Americans, Italians. Italy is the most creative country. It's the most beautiful country. I love everything that it's given. I always think that Italy has given the world three very important things. It's given it Fellini, Rossini, and Bellini, which is the most important thing.
So, Bernard, how is the feeling in Hollywood? Because you know the pandemic is still on, and it seems that in America you are misvaluating the situation.
Well, because of the horror in Ukraine, all the um, agencies, the big agencies, have canceled their parties for the Oscar. The Oscar parties have been canceled all over. And so that's the mood. But people are still with COVID. It's getting better here. I would have to say that if you have vaccinated, you can go here, you can go there. I've been to a few events, but one of the things that I'm so proud of Hollywood is that it raises a lot of money for causes. It's raised an enormous amount of money for Ukraine. Artists have emotions and feelings around the world, and that's what I love being about LA. I'm very proud to be from Los Angeles. I'm very proud to be from Rome, Roma. You're sort of Romano de Roma. That's how I always feel. I always feel like, and I love spending time with you, Pascal, because you show me the best of Roma. Thank you, grazie mille.
I know that you are an Italian lover, but I mean you make your masterclass all over the world. Beside
Yes.
Italy, which country you miss more in this difficult situation?
Spania. I work with a lot of Spanish actors. I work with a lot of them from Casa de Papel. So I would say Spain. I also miss London. I had a hard time getting to London with all the problems they were having. I would say London, Paris, Rome. But I'm coming to Rome April 22 to 26 to do a masterclass. So I will be in Rome at that time. And after that, I will be going to somewhere brand new. I'm going to do a workshop in Dubai. So I'm looking forward to that.
So Bernard, I'm taking a little bit of time because I'm waiting to be live in Hollywood, where we have actor
No
Michele
problem.
Ragno and director Alessandro Pondi. Then we have another actor, Johnny Lambiase, who's actually a filmmaker also, and is all over the Chinese preparing this year evening. So it's interesting. They cancel all the party again.
Yes.
So it's very
because yeah, it's a very difficult time in that way because we are affected by what's happening. So let me tell me how is it in Roma? What's happening out there? How are you feeling? What's going on?
Well, we are very concerned about this bad moment in Ukrainian. We are, of course, very close to the conflict, and we are expecting that the big politician from all over the world get aware. We are very sad for what's happening, and we are bored to hear every single day that many children is under attack, are killed, are they need to be taken care, and people is devastated because they have to leave their home. And then you have also people that are deported in Russia. When I hear about deportation of Ukrainian in Russia, it reminds me deportation. So many Jews, friends of my family, were deported from Italy to Auschwitz and Birkenau. This is the feeling that a normal, intelligent person in Italy and in Europe get hearing this incredible news. We hear about women, Ukrainian women raped by Russian soldiers. I mean, it's all like insane. It seems to live in another world, in another of the planet. I mean, we from the disaster of the pandemic, now we are in the middle of something that was unpredictable. So it's something that I don't want to go through, because otherwise we don't laugh anymore, because we are entertaining people about show business. And so it's one, and I'm not going to talk anymore about this stuff in this link that we make for promoting the festival. And so we are very happy tonight that it's going to be Ricardo Scamarcio in the Chinese theater introducing his recent production and the movie. We have so many interesting productions actually in making a premiere. And it's very interesting, Bernard. Today I was thinking about the possibility that the digital system gives to many young filmmakers who actually can become a director, can become an actor with their little phone and then editing by themselves. And among all these people, we have 50 movies on eventive.org and 50 movies in mymovies.it. Among these 100 people, there are maybe the director of the future.
Absolutely. This is the best time to be an artist. You can be on a platform, you can reach the world. I was speaking to a friend of yours that you know, Ted Sarandos, and we were talking about how great it is that Netflix has made the world flat. Now you can come from any country, from any city. If you have something in any language, that was not true before. If it's great, we want you. So don't sit around and complain. It's not an Italian, it's not an American thing. We don't complain. Make a movie, make a project, do something, and help people. Help people. Help people with what you do. It helps you as an artist to get involved with charities. And the better you are as a human being, the better actor you become.